Mr. Thomas Slusser is the environmental science teacher at RTHS. It's his first year ever teaching, and he already has 3 AP classes and 2 standard under his wing, all of which he tries to get to open connections with the natural world. When I first met Mr. Slusser, I knew he had his heart in what he was doing. Not only did he care for kids, he brought his own daughter when we first met, but he also had a unique and philosophical approach to teaching and learning, extracted directly from a deep connection with nature. Growing up in rural Michigan, Mr. Slusser was surrounded by beautiful natural settings. It was here that he began learning lessons from his surroundings.
Right. Yeah, so my earliest memories are I was probably about 3, and with rural Michigan, we lived on the Little Muskegon River. There's a lot of trees around in the yard and small hillsides, and I just remember just being out there playing, and with those golden rain trees, with those little trees with the kind of puffy seed pods, and we're just always having lots of places just to explore and be around. And then I remember really really young trying to make fishing poles with the stick and a string and a twisty. Taking the paper off of that, and not catching anything, but it was just fun.
It was the effort.
Right, yeah.
Furthering his immersive education with mindfulness-based naturalist teachings, Mr. Slusser has explored life and learning as an open flow of curiosity, inspired by experiences like a naturalist program that he participated in. He starts his mission of bringing mindful, intentional learning to RTHS early in the morning, when he sponsors a club dedicated to the practice of yoga. 2 of his students approached him, a new teacher, only weeks into the school year, and asked if he could sponsor the club because he seemed like a chill dude, and he happily accepted.
So it's an official club, so they were having club week get started up, and so they had approached me about if I would be their sponsor.
Okay, very cool.
So that was pretty cool. Being a brand new teacher at the school, and just a few weeks in, and they're hey, would you sponsor our yoga club?
Yeah. He hosts a community of students who might not have anywhere else to go after getting dropped off an hour before school starts. His classes consist of engaging and interactive learning techniques. He likes to start off his AP classes with a few minutes of guided journaling, which helps students disengage from technology, take some time to reflect, and get into the mindset of the period of work that's to come. He brings nature into the classroom both metaphorically and physically, forming connections with life outside of the school. He has plants adorning the classroom, adding a bit of life to every corner, as well as books that have inspired him.
There was one, I think it's by a local lady in Asheville. It's called the Illustrated Herbiary, stories about what can this tell you, or what does this bit of nature have to, a bit of wisdom can impart to you. So that's kind of neat.
Hey, he's losing stuff. Stop.
Labs get hands dirty as students work with water, soil, and other engaging material, learning about important topics like soil permeation rates and the geology of watersheds. Can someone explain what's going on here?
We added contaminated water to this corner, and we're seeing out the water level when we're taking out water from our wells, then that would cause the contaminated water to travel.
Contaminated water is supposed to we're supposed to try and represent how let's say there's an oil spill, how that would spread through the water outside.
It's supposed to go that way, and then
Students are allowed the freedom of creative expression as their presentations bring smiles to masked faces, continuing the exploration of their environment in a friendly, approachable setting. Mr. Slusser is always there to advise if a question arises, floating around the room attentively with helping hands, and even getting involved in class projects to help his students in a more hands-on manner. He is also invested in the spirit of RTHS, and dresses up for spirit days as well as holidays. On Halloween, he was festive in his costume and brought a bucket of treats for the students. When they realized there was slimy gel in the bucket, they definitely got a laugh, and then some fruit snacks. Being Mr. Slusser's first year of teaching, he admits that he is still a student to the practice himself. However, he takes every mistake he makes as a growing experience and hopes to inspire others with a similar philosophy. Learning from the flexibility of nature, Mr. Slusser is an ever-growing being himself as he helps his students to grow in the classroom. And that, to me, makes an inspiring teacher at RTHS.
Why do you suppose it's kind of
it kind of levels off right there?
Because sand isn't very absorbent.
Yeah, definitely like compared to the gravel, like it's a lot less permeable. Exactly. Bingo up top, using the big science word. Yeah.